Daniel, for whatever reason, Kevin behind me got a black flag and he stayed in line. I'm not sure what happened. Go ahead,
Ladies and
athlete.
gentlemen, we apologize profusely for the technical interruptions here this evening. We are having some technical difficulties on the computer side, so unfortunately, the stream that we are going to be bringing you here tonight is not going to be of the quality that we would normally want to be putting out there to you. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to follow. Unfortunately, we're not going to have the overlays on the sides of the screens that normally are able to let you find your favorite drivers. So, from myself and from my partner, I just want you to know that we apologize profusely. We were trying to make some changes that were overall make a lot of good here in these streams, and it just didn't get done quite on time. So I do certainly apologize
Sorry, Jeff.
for
I just
that.
seen somebody get
But
out of the front there and
we are
hold on.
still up here watching these guys racing, watching from the
All
blimp
good.
view inside of iRacing. Uh, Again, as usual for Thursday nights, my name is Hunter Foley. Doing my best to get my partner
You got me?
Jonathan Smith in here as well, so that
Yeah.
we can be commenting over this thing together with you. John, you got
If
me?
you want to catch that lead pack, we're going to have to get single file here, fellas.
We are maybe a little bit up a creek, as they would say, for what we would normally be wanting to bring everybody here, but it is okay. We will have that fixed by next weekend, and I certainly appreciate all of the patience of our wonderful viewers out here to make sure that we are bringing you the best broadcast that we can. And we are certainly sorry again that things are not quite up to snuff this go round, but as usual on Thursday nights, this is the Doghouse Racing League that is brought to you by Group 6. It is presented by Group 6. Normally we would have an overlay showing their wonderful logo here on the sides of the screen, but we can still make sure that we give them the shout out that they need.
94, if you lose the draft, let me know. I'll drop back a little bit.
Copy that. It's hard to tell right now. I had to check up that getting you on. Didn't want to take you out by accident.
I'm going to come back a little bit.
We're good. I tagged on to you.
Just be back up there.
Yeah. No. Yeah, things will definitely go as they will sometimes. So again, we appreciate all the patience here while we're trying to figure this out. To be very honest with everybody at home, I only just got my PC about a week ago. And so again, as a kind of a longtime fan of the Doghouse Racing League, I've been trying to get everything figured out so that I can also be able to stream these and run these to the best of my ability. I do not have a clue how to do it. So had John trying to walk me through it, had Daniel Wilkerson and Jamie Horn trying to walk me through it, all absolute saints taking their time to try to help me get this figured out so that we at least put something out here for you guys tonight. And they did a really good job of at least trying, so hopefully everything sounds good. Hopefully you can at least see what's going on the screen. It doesn't look too bad, but we certainly appreciate it. As I say that, I think we have some technical difficulties. Desktop audio should not be unmuted, sir.
And are you guys single file? We aren't the whole way through, but we are.
So while we are trying to figure out these technical difficulties that we got going on here really quick, we do have the number 12 car of Andrew St. Cyr leading things. He's followed right behind him by the number 6 car of Kevin Thompson. Right behind him, we have the 11 of Gary Clune. We have the 56 car. Or it might be the 66, excuse me there. That's going to be Shane Parrish right behind him. Of the 28 and the 32, out up there on that top lane pushing, that's going to be Daniel Wilkerson.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing.
Teamwork, baby. Good pushes, Daniel.
So again, we apologize for the inconveniences
Yeah, man,
here, but do still want to make sure that
up there to the front here shortly.
that we give our sponsors their shout outs that they are due for these races as well. Again, this is the Doghouse Racing League that's going to be on Thursday nights. It's presented to you by Group 6. They're the series sponsor for the season here on the Thursday night Doghouse Racing League series. So we are running the Group 6 Cup series. At Group 6, they are a leading creative agency. They are passionate about crafting cutting-edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top-tier managed hosting services. Mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence. Explore our wide range of services at group6inc.com. That is GROUP, number 6inc.com, and see how we can drive your digital success. Special thanks to Group 6 for being the series sponsor this year. Also sponsored by Shoney's. Doghouse Racing League is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. We are on lap 31. So again, to all the viewers at home, normally we would have a lot more overlays over this stream, and you'd be able to kind of pick up on it and watch it a little bit more conveniently like you were a actual NASCAR race, but we are kind of trying to run this thing on the fly a little bit, unfortunately, for tonight. But we are still here at... It's the most on the fly. We are...
I don't know where to go, man. You're right at the end of the guy in front of me. We're going to have a wreck.
Still running here at Atlanta.
Shane, you're all right. You'll be okay.
Got the 12 car of Andrew St. Cyr still leading the way here. He's immediately followed by the number 6 car that is going to be Kevin Thompson. Got the number 11 right behind him. That's going to be Gary Clune. The 66 behind him, that should be Shane Parrish. That's bringing up your top 4 drivers there.
Cameron, I reckon you could see when you pulled up the side, dropped back 5 fall next to you, but
The only reason I went high, Phil, was so I didn't hit you when you checked up. Wasn't trying to pass you. We can't get a line back here.
okay, boo.
Still here on lap 37 with the number 12 car still leading the race. Got the number 6 right behind him. Interesting battle going on up there on that top line. And you're going to have to forgive me. The cuts and camera angles, if I try to move anything around here, are going to definitely not be very professional standard. But if we do want to try to dive in on any of these drivers, then we do kind of have to go into the actual iRacing viewer at this point. So it's just a nightmare. But we're doing the best we can. Hopefully it still looks okay to anyone that is watching at home. And you at least get to see your guys out here doing what they do. And so that's at least the small positive we can take out of tonight, unfortunately. But do still have the 12 car up there up front, Andrew St. Cyr. Got the 6 behind him of Kevin Thompson. Followed by the number 11 of Gary Clune. Got the 66 right behind him. That is going to be Shane Parrish. Got the number, I believe that is the 91 up top. That's going to be Nicholas Atwood. And right behind Atwood on that top lane in that 91 car, you do have the 98. And that is going to be... I believe that's Jamie Horn. I mean, I can hear you. Amazing. So we were again on the, just to check off another thing on our list this evening of technical difficulties. We do have my partner John's microphone not working as well, so got that going for us as well. So just a real good time up here in the booth this evening. But let's see how we can check in here. Okay. Mhm. I mean, we're just going to take what we got. The transitions are not going to look pretty nice, but we are going to do what we got to do. So let's swing up here to the front of the pack. Cool. Let's hop on board here with Jonathan. Hop on board here with Jonathan Jennings. Currently running in the 14th spot here tonight. Everyone's been running a pretty clean race so far, to be very honest with you. So again, props to these guys because everyone kind of found out that the stream was going to be a little jacked up tonight, kind of at the last second. So props to them for still going out there running a clean race. And again, huge shout out to Daniel Wilkerson and Jamie Horn for helping me out and trying to help get my computer situated so that we could try to last second make this thing happen. They are both absolute saints for taking time out of the practice time that they had available to try to help me get this thing going. But we do still have Andrew St. Cyr leading this thing. So go and check over here on him. He's pretty much leading this thing as about as long as we've been running it. So we've got him up there, and oh my lord. Now we got some camera angles, ladies and gentlemen. So we got Andrew St. Cyr there. He's going to be followed right now by the number 6, Kevin Thompson. Got Garrett Clune right behind him. 11, Zach Wood, Shane Parrish, Jamie Horn. Brett McCoy in the 29 car makes up your top 7. Got Randy Belton right behind him in the 67 car in the 8th position. Scott Bailey is your 10th place. Seth Fitzpatrick is your 11th. Jared Ireland's new car in the 12th place. See him cross the start-finish line right there. Again, these guys have been running really, really safe tonight. Very single file. Atlanta's going to be one of these tracks that you're going to see it start getting super, super interesting as the track starts heating up. They get a lot looser. It's honestly probably why you're seeing a lot of these guys try to run a single file right now. Just because they're trying to make sure that they are keeping things going forward, but also, you know, left and fast, as opposed to sliding all over the track. But we have Andrew St. Cyr still leading this thing, followed by Kevin Thompson right behind him. Gary Clune's going to be right there behind them. Get you a little overhead view here. Gary Clune running 4th place right now. That's going to be your winner from the Daytona race. They're running 4th, been running really, really fast this season so far. Putting in a great performance. So I'm super excited to see the work that he's going to be continuing to put in as the year goes on. Just pretty much a start to finish flawless run by him at Daytona. And this top 5 really hasn't changed too much tonight as we've been running here in Atlanta. So these guys are obviously got something figured out that they are making work. And so 3 of these drivers up here in the front are going to be beast mode performance drivers. So you have Andrew St. Cord leading this thing. Obviously, you have Kevin Thompson right behind him. And you have Gary Clune in that 3rd spot in the number 11. Well, there's a good view. You can see some lap traffic. Little bump out of the number 6 there of Kevin Thompson and Andrew St. Cord. The number 2 car going high there to get out of the way. Number 2 car is going to be Tony Martin going a lap down there. Just keeping in mind, we are racing at the new Atlanta track here. So this is going to be one of the updates that they made a few years back. So this is going to be more similar to Super Speedway racing as opposed to the old Atlanta that was kind of one of those in-betweener tracks that where you could really run fast. Draft wasn't as important. As you can see here with these guys, they're splitting into packs. It looks very similar to almost how you would run at Daytona or something like that. Single file, making sure you keep it safe, keeping 2 lines going. As long as you have 3 or 4 cars going the same direction, not too many issues. So let's move on a little bit further back in the pack here. Got, a little slide there out of Nicholas Atwood in the 23 car. Right behind them, you see that Brent McCoy car bringing up that 5th position. Also been running really, really hot tonight. Been fast all season. Know he had a good finish at Daytona as well, so it'll be exciting to see where that ends up. You got Shane Parrish right behind him. See, these guys are starting to give each other bumps, trying to make sure they get all the draft going in the right direction. 41 getting to the back of the 48 right there as well. So 48 of Scott Bailey running 7th, Shane Parrish running 8th, and then Seth Fitzpatrick right behind them in 9th. And then Bill Hull in the number 9 car bringing up the 10th position there for you. Jamie Horn, big bump out of the 41, gets into the back of Jamie Horn as well. A little bump draft love there. Jamie Horn's been running on that top line for about the last 15 laps. Seeming like he must have found something that he likes up there. It's a little blink out of the 41 there. So one of the things that you are going to start to notice, and if I have to be honest, I am getting fed some of the more track-specific notes by my partner, who I don't believe his microphone is working, but he is helping me out on the back end, so definitely appreciate John for doing that. But one of the things that you got to know about Atlanta is you're basically running super speedway speeds on a 1.5 mile track. So all these guys where you're seeing the 48 right there in the back of Jamie Horn, 66 dropping down there. Looks like we got some guys coming down pit road here. Let's go over here and see if we can see who is coming down pit road. At the 12. Looks like most of the leaders coming down. Another thing to keep in mind is that for this race, these drivers are entering pit road on turn 3 as opposed to entering it on turn 4. Most of these guys are going to be used to entering off of turn 4, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays in to the rest of this race. As we see the leaders who first pit coming off of pit road there, see the rest of the pack coming onto pit road. Let's get back out here on the track and see what we can see. Now have Brent McCoy leading the race, followed by Bill Hull, Eric Warman, and Scott Bailey is going to be back there as well, about 13 seconds behind. I believe he's already come down pit road. But here are your 3 leaders for right now. And it looks like Bill and Jamie, or Bill and Brent and Eric are going to be coming in down pit road this time by. As the rest of the field starts to pull off of pit road here. We are on lap 68 of this race right now. And we see the leaders coming back around right now. Out here with Bill Gentry, who's got back out onto the track. I believe he might be our only driver that either just pitted or is just coming down pit road. Another thing to keep in mind is that this is stage racing here, right? So we did just finish the stage on lap 65. So, I believe, who would it have been those leader on that? I believe it was probably Andrew St. Court. Was going to be bringing home that stage, which is going to be some extra points for the league. And again, just to do a little bit of housekeeping here while we're trying to get the rest of our lives here figured out. Looks like we have 88 of Josh Cully here coming down pit road, and he's got Bill Gentry right behind him. I believe those were our last 2 cars to come down pit road, which should bring the main pack back around and kind of get us all sifted back out here following those pit stops. So really quick, while we are here riding along with our leader, Scott Bailey, after coming out of pit road there, so we got to still make sure that, especially since we don't have our overlays with us tonight, that we are giving a love to our sponsors for this year. This is the Group 6 Cup Series of the Doghouse Racing League. It's going to be on every single Thursday night. So Group 6 is our series sponsor. Couldn't appreciate them anymore for what they do to make sure that this league is put on at the highest level. So at Group 6, they are a leading creative agency passionate about crafting cutting-edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top-tier managed hosting services. Our mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence. Explore their wide range of services at group6inc.com. That's Group6inc.com. And see how they can drive your digital success. Special thanks to Group 6 for being the series sponsor for this year. And then we're also sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is proud to be a sponsor of the Doghouse Racing League. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Make sure you stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. And then we are... switch over here. Speaking of Shoney's, you got Mike Leftwich there, driving that Shoney's car. You got Jamie Horn right behind him. Got Jonathan Jennings right in front of him. And then there's Chris Leftwich right there in that 13 car. Let's also make sure we check in here with, let's see, we got Brian Messer over here in the 55 car. Currently running that thing in 23rd position. Part of the Hot Lap Heroes team. One of the newcomers to the league, and boy, have they looked fast. Look at those guys, Brandon. Those guys have been really, really fast. And it's been cool to see how they've been kind of progressing through the season. They did really well in the Clash. They ran really well at Daytona. And they support each other really, really well. They also have another teammate who you've seen in the YouTube comments, Kermit Henney, who has always been showing up and showing out for his team out here. So we have Brian Messer there. And then we've got his teammate, again in Hot Lap Heroes there, Nicholas Schell in the 58 car. Just a little bit higher view there. So you can kind of see more of the action here. So we are on lap 79. And I believe we have 100 laps tonight. $130. Things definitely will be better for our next race. And I say that I am also knocking on wood to make sure that we don't have anything squirrely happen. But next week we are running the Mars Properties 156. That's going to be at Phoenix. So that is definitely going to be exciting. So make sure that you tune in next week. Stream should start at about 7:45 again here on the Doghouse Racing YouTube channel. So going to be exciting to see how that one ends up. Let's cut over here to... So we're cutting over here to our leaders. We have Nicholas Atwood, or God almighty, Nicholas Atwood here, the 91 car, is running in the 7th position. See if maybe we can get a little bit more on board. Oh, we can get really on board. So what you're seeing here is the in-car cam from Nicholas Atwood, who is running in the 5th position right now. I do love these in-car cams. It gives you such a good idea of what these drivers are kind of putting up with, and seeing these cars bounce around as we see them closing really close there on Gary Clune. So we get this thing a little bit higher up so you might actually be able to hear my voice while trying to make this happen. Again, going back on board here with Andrew St. Cyr. Been running an incredibly good race. Been in the lead for most of the time that we've been going here. To be honest, Andrew St. Cyr's looked really fast most of this year so far. Been exciting to see the changes that he's made, and as fast as he's been going as the year's gone on. Then we do have the small pack that's just in front of our leaders. Just coming into lap 87 here of the Group 6 Cup Series here for Doghouse. Again, want to apologize to everybody out there just for how kind of bootstrapped this stream has been. Definitely not putting out the quality that we normally want to bring you, but at least happy that we can put something on the screen so everybody at home can be seeing their favorite drivers out here putting the work in. And so at least excited that we can bring there, so we're going to look at the bright side as much as we can. We do still currently have Andrew St. Cyr leading this thing with the 48 of Scott Bailey right behind him. Shane Parrish is in third place, Jared Ireland fourth, Gary Clune fifth, Brett McCoy is sixth, Nicholas Atwood seventh, Seth Fitzpatrick, his name has messed me up a couple times tonight, I apologize, Seth, is running in eighth, Kevin Thompson in ninth, Eric Warman to bring up 10th, and Bill Hull 11th. Chris Leftwich rounding out your top 12 with Jonathan Jennings there in the 13th position. Oh, that was a good camera change. Look at that. Look at that timing. Wow. So we got Scott Bailey there on the low side in that 48 car. We got Andrew St. Cyr on the high side, being pushed by that 66 car. Been running a really, really fast race. I'll be excited to see where that ends up for them. Let's hop back a little bit further back into the field here. Let's get on board with Jonathan Jennings, who's currently running in 13th. He's part of this little pack back here. So you're going to see Mike Leftwich, you're going to see Jonathan Jennings, Chris Leftwich right behind them. Up top view of the leaders here. Coming into lap 91 of the 130 laps that these guys are going to be putting down here. So you can see we've got about your top 11 cars up here in this front pack right here. And then if we're going to jump back a little bit further to the next, is going to be where we're just looking with Chris Leftwich, Jonathan Jennings, Mike, and those guys run back there for part of the Shoney's racing team. Those guys sticking together. It'll be really interesting to see. Those guys have been running really fast, all working together. So I'm going to be happy to see how that group works out as the year goes on. So again, when you're at Atlanta and you're seeing these guys kind of go around, they are really putting in a lot of fast speeds. So you are running super speedway, 180 to 190 miles an hour here at this track, but it is a mile and a half instead of a longer track like Daytona. So you are going to see these guys bunched in a lot closer. Anything just kind of exacerbates what you see these cars do. So if someone checks up, you're going to see them scooching in way closer. You're going to see a lot more bumping. But we've actually had an incredibly clean race thus far, which is really great for these guys. Everyone's just been able to kind of run out there as fast as they want to go. So that's been really impressive to see so far. Top back here to Tyler Millette. Currently running your 15th position. We've got a pretty big pack of cars here that are trying to chase down those leaders right here. So starting with Tyler Millette, who's going to be in your 15th position. You got him right there leading it off. Number 9 of Stephen Bonomo. That's going to be your 16th place driver currently. Right behind him, you're going to have Daniel Wilkerson running 17th. Again, a huge shout out to Daniel, and when we find him here, give another shout out to Jamie Horn for trying to help get this thing going so that we can get this stream up for all of you wonderful people at home. So, huge shout out to those guys. Really appreciate it. Back behind him, we've got Zach Michael in that 34 car. That's going to be your 18th place driver. Nick Shell right behind him, 58. Let's get a little higher up top view for you. Right behind him, we've got Brian Dixon. Again, you're going to have those Hot Lap Heroes guys right there. Right behind him, you got Josh Culley in your 21st. Ryan Messer is your 22nd place car. Cameron King in that number 92 machine is going to be your 23rd place. Randy Belt right behind him. Christopher Simon, another one of the Shoney's Racing Team cars, right there in 24th. And then we hop back over here to Bill Gentry, who is bringing up your 28th position right there. So we can hop back over here to your leader, who is currently going to be Scott Bailey. See a little wobble there out of that 32 machine of Jared Ireland right behind him. They are pushing. On board here with Nicholas Atwood as well in your 6th place position. Been running really well tonight. See Nicholas drifting up there just a little bit. See him right behind the number 6 car of Kevin Thompson. Got Eric Warman right down behind them on the low side. Gary Clune right there. Run the number 11 car and in the 11th position there on that high side. Been kind of curious to see how these drivers have switched in between these lanes as the race has gone on. See some guys that have definitely been favoring that top lane. that 48 and that 32 of Scott Bailey and Jared Ireland certainly looks fast as you see them starting to come in onto some lap traffic here. Oh, looks like we have a little bit split up here, getting into the back of the 42. 32 is loose. 32's in the wall. Oh, no. Jared Ireland gets shuffled out of that front pack and finds himself back in 11th position, but still a great job by him to save that thing. See if he can get back up there and get back a part of the pack. Checking back up here with these guys in front who are going to be dealing with the lap traffic now. Still got Scott Bailey down there on the low side, followed by Brent McCoy, Seth Fitzpatrick, and Eric Warman. And take one behind him, bringing up to 5th position. Get a little bit of a higher view up for you all at home so you can kind of see how things go here. Big push out of Brent McCoy into the back of Scott Bailey's car there, as we see him start to fight for the lead. Let's check in with some of our other drivers here. Back here we do see the 25 car of Jonathan Jennings. That's going to be running 13th. He's got Chris Leftwich right in front of him. That's going to be his Shoney's Racing teammate. I believe if the stat I just got handed is correct, just ran his 10,000th lap at a Speedway with Doghouse Racing. So congratulations to him. Had a very long and illustrious career with the Doghouse Racing League. So exciting to see him still out here and competing at such a high level. I believe he's won about everything there is to win in this league so far. So you have him giving a big push there to Chris Leftwich in that number 13 car. Then you got Mike Leftwich right behind him in the 60.
Flag is out.
Jamie Horn behind him in the 98. And we have a yellow. Let's see if we can see what happened. Is it Leclerc that went around? We do have Justin McMahon back there in the 35th position. I believe he got involved in one of the earlier cautions. He's currently running 2 laps down the 35th position. Fun fact about Justin McMahon, led 9% of all his laps ran at Speedways with Doghouse Racing League. So I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of folks coming down pit road here to see if we can get in on some of the action here. Got Scott Bailey. It's going to be your leader right now, followed by Brent McCoy, Seth Fitzpatrick, Bill Hull, Andrew St. Cyr. Shane Parrish is in the 6th position in the 66 car. Tyler Millette is in your 9th spot, and Adam Gardner is going to be right there. I believe he's a little bit further back. He's going to be a lap down. Brent McCoy is still leading them as we come into lap 111 of this 130 lap race. Brent's been looking really fast here recently. I believe he was the 5th place finisher for our Daytona race last Thursday. So going to be exciting to see what sort of results he is able to put out as the year goes on here. See if we can get a little up top view of these guys getting stacked back up here for you. And you have Brent McCoy down there on the bottom leading the way. Got Seth Fitzpatrick, that's going to be your number 2 on the low side of the 41 car. Got Bill Hull up there. You got Tyler Millette in the 94 car. He's your 5th place. And then behind him, you're going to have Stephen Bonomo and that number 9 machine. Nick Lachelle, 58. Brian Dixon in the 03 car. Brian Messer in the 55. And the 92 of Cameron King with Hot Lap Heroes. And then right behind him, you're going to have the 21 of Chris Simon with the Shoney's Racing League. And then something to watch out for as this race kind of comes into our last 20 laps here. In the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th positions, even down to the 18th position, all beast mode performance drivers. So you're going to have Andrew St. Cor, Shane Parrish, Kevin Thompson, Nicholas Atwood, and Gary Clune. All beast mode performance drivers are going to be bunching in there as we get back to the green flag. If I was a professional here, then I would have been up front on that restart, so I apologize. Let's hop back up here and see how these guys are getting going. Looks like they go single file for the top 4. And then you go back to Tyler Millette, that 94 on the low side. That's going to be your 5th place.
The yellow flag is out.
Yellow flag is out again. Oh, we have them sliding around just a little bit. Lap 114, probably going to have 13 to go when we get back going here. CD pace car coming back out here. Get these guys slowed down. CD67 coming around there. Looking like he's going to be our lucky dog. That's going to be Randy Belk. Currently in the 26th position. Going to be getting his lap back. Going to be starting right behind Eric Warman, who's going to be your last car on the lead lap in the 25th position. Definitely going to be very curious to see how these guys make their strategy coming into the last couple laps of this race. You can definitely see it's been starting to get a little bit more slowed down here. The track's been heating up, but they're getting on older tires. Definitely going to get a lot more slippy out there for these guys. So should definitely make for an exciting end to the race. If we do have any more cautions, definitely going to be trying to cut to the action to make sure that we get those for you. You see these guys coming around here. Again, 115 here should be 117 of 130 when we get back going here. See them driving past that green wall there. Going to be one of only 2 tracks in NASCAR that has a green wall. Someone actually has to go out there and paint that before all of these races. That's just an interesting fact that was also fed to me by my partner. guys come rumbling past there. So restarting here, you're going to be seeing that we have Scott Bailey is going to be leading this thing. Looking like he's going to be taking the high side as part of this restart. Got Seth Fitzpatrick right below him. Bill Hull right there in the third position. Brent McCoy right behind him. Zach Michael, Stephen Bonomo, Brian Dixon, Josh Cully. Tyler Millette going to be really interesting to see where he ends up in this thing too. He's been showing that he's been really fast here over these last races. I know he's running really well at Daytona. Now finding himself here in the 5th position of Atlanta with about 13 to go. Definitely going to be exciting to see where he ends up finishing as well. Pace car is off.
Green flag, green flag.
And they are off to the races. See that 41 starting to bump there with Scott Bailey. Seth Fitzpatrick right behind him. Immediately followed by the number 9 car of Bill Hull. Brent McCoy right behind them in that number 834 of Zach Michael right behind him. Stephen Bonomo right behind them in 6th. Come past the start-finish line for lap 118. 12 to go this time by. Got Tyler Millette here in your 8th position. See if any of these guys further back. You see that top lane back there led by the 66. I believe that's going to be Shane Parrish. See if those guys are going to have anything. You also got Andrew St. Cyr right in there with them. Looked so fast to the start of this race, and he is pushing for his life. Oh, we see him spinning. They're spinning. Oh, it's unfortunate. Oh,
Caution,
no.
yellow flag.
Oh, no. And it's still going on. Oh, that's so unfortunate to see. So many fast cars just got caught up in that. See if we can get you a little quick replay there to kind of see what happened. We just have to move up a couple cars here. Should be able to get a pretty good view of it from here. Nine into the back of the 34. They just got stuck. Spins out the 60. 99's up into them. 91, there's the 6. Got some lap traffic getting involved in there too. So let's see where we come out of this thing. I love how the first caution that I was able to catch for you guys tonight was completely by blind luck. So I'll take one win for the evening. So as we're sorting out the whole mess here, let's see if we can jump over to pit road, see if anybody is still down over there. It looks like everyone's trying to get back out on the track. But your current top 10 is going to be Scott Bailey, followed by Seth Fitzpatrick, Brent McCoy in 3rd place, Zach Michael in the 4th position, Brian Dixon in 5th, Nick Lachelle in the 6th position, Cameron King 7th, Stephen Bonomo 8th, Brian Messer 9th, and Christopher Simon in the 10th position. Nicholas Atwood in 11th, Jonathan Jennings in 12th, 13th is going to be Jamie Horn, Kevin Thompson in 14th, Mike Leftwich in 15th, and Randy Bilt in 16th. something that I'm definitely going to be looking out for is we do have a couple of Hot Laps Heroes guys. Got Brian Dixon, and I believe that's Cameron King that are going to be up there. They're going to be in 6th and 7th. Still got Tyler Millette down there on pit road getting repairs. So we're getting them stacked back up to get back going. On lap 122 of 130, assuming that this thing stays green. Good look at these guys as they're coming back. Getting ready to get restarted. Who is going to be our winner here tonight at Atlanta? Is it going to be Scott Bailey or Seth Fitzpatrick? Those two up front that have been doing so well and leaned about most of the last 40 or 50 laps or so. Or is it going to be one of those guys that we saw leading the race earlier? Unfortunately, we saw Andrew St. Cour get hit pretty hard in that last caution. He was your leader for about most of the first 40 laps. Pace car is off. Let's get them back going.
Green flag, green flag.
Cross the start finish line, and they are going to have 7 to go here. Huge push. Huge push from Brent McCoy into Seth Fitzpatrick. Seeing these guys start to get a little bit loose. Those older tires are going to start getting really slippy. You see the 34 slide up. It looks like that 48 machine of Scott Bailey just got left out to dry. Oh, bump. He saved it. Christopher Simon took a bump there. He's going to wash all the way back to the back of the pack. We see him getting a little loose there. Again, the 91 car. So you're in your top 3. You've got now Seth Fitzpatrick. You've got Brent McCoy and Zach Michael. Those are going to be your top 3. And then you got Steven Bonomo right behind them in the number 9. Brian Dixon and Cameron King right behind them. See if any of these guys are able to make a move here with 4 to go. Slide out of Bonomo going to the back of their little pack. Wonder if he had to cool off a little bit. Looks like barring any other sort of movement, this is going to be your winners out of this pack right here.
Caution, yellow flag.
And the caution's out. So maybe that 67 car. Oh. Fun little touch of the wall there we saw as they went by. So with 130 to go, that should be bringing us to a green-white checkered here at Atlanta tonight. Got Seth Fitzpatrick, followed by Brent McCoy, Zach Michael in the 3rd position. Brian Dixon, Cameron King, Stephen Bonomo, Jonathan Jennings in 7th place, Scott Bailey 8th, Jamie Horn in 9th, and Kevin Thompson in the 10th position. We got Mike Leftwich in 11th, Nicholas Atwood in 12th, Nick Shell in 13th, and Brian Messer in 14th. I'm going to be interested to see if Jamie Horn's got anything for these guys. Really, really fast driver. Been just kind of hanging out in there all night long. I know we've kind of cut to him a couple times. Always look fast. Just always. Jamie always has a way of kind of finding himself right where he needs to be. And he does have Scott Bailey in front of him as well, who has looked incredibly fast all night. So let's see, maybe they're able to link up and get something going to push themselves to the end of this thing. Yeah, Kevin Thompson right behind him, as well as Mike Leftwich and Nicholas Atwood. So we are going to be coming to a green-white checkered here when we get these guys restarted. So they're going to show the green flag when they go off. They will wave the white flag the next time around. Any other cautions will result in the end of the race. Only get one go with this thing. Again, your top 5 coming on to this restart here. Seth Fitzpatrick, Brent McCoy, Zach Michael, Brian Dixon, Cameron King, Steve Bonomo, Jonathan Jennings are going to be just outside the top 5. Let's see who's able to bring it home here. These guys, one more try to win this thing. You're about to probably see a 3rd lane try to open up. You're going to see people trying to dive into the middle and just get a push. Pace car is off. Let's get these boys going one more time.
Green, green, green.
Group 6 Cup Series, Doghouse Racing League. Here we go. Brent McCoy got out to a good restart. He doesn't really have the help behind him. Seth Fitzpatrick's getting a huge push there. Zach Michael right on his bumper. Now you got the 92 of Cameron King making a huge push. They're starting to get loose. Steve Bonomo gets loose. He gets bumped all the way up. He tries to dive back in. He's not going to be able to make it. They start spinning. Scott Bailey spinning. They got past the line. I don't think the caution is going to come out, so it's going to come down here. You got Brent McCoy and Cameron King fighting for the end of this thing. And Brent McCoy, he's got the block. He's got it. That was certainly an exciting finish. Goodness. Brent McCoy, 29 car. Ran so well all night, it's going to bring home the first place. You got Seth Fitzpatrick behind him in the second place. And Cameron King brings it home in third. See if Brent's going to get out here and burn it down. There you go, son. Attaboy. Well earned and well ran by him. Such a good job all night. Was always fast, always up there running close to those leaders. Well earned to burn it down there. Oh, there you go. Blow it up, Brent. You earned it. See if I can get you a really quick rewind here so that you are able to see the end of this thing. Huge bump out of the 41 that was able to help push him up there. Coming into turn 4. Makes it happen. Again, your finishers for tonight is going to be Brent McCoy in the first position with a well-deserved and earned win there. Seth Fitzpatrick also ran very well all night and bring home second place. Cameron King made a huge push there. Found himself back in the middle of the pack most of the night. Hot Laps Heroes guy find himself in third place. Brian Dixon in fourth. Zach Michael in the fifth position. Mike Lifwich in sixth. Nicholas Atwood in the seventh position. Nicholas Schell, eighth. Brian Messer, 9th. Shane Parrish in the 10th position. Christopher Simon comes home 11th. Bill Hull in 12th. Scott Bailey in the 13th position. Jonathan Jennings, 14th. Zachary Miller, 15th. Kevin Thompson comes home in the 16th. And Randy Belt comes home 17th. And he was the last car on the lead lap. Unfortunately, we did have quite a few cautions there at the end that knocked out some very fast drivers that have been performing well most of the night. Can. Just gonna see if we're gonna sit around here for a second and see if we can get any of our finishers here up into the waiting room. Really quick. So before we get in here to the final interviews here with these top 3 finishers, I do want to make sure that we give a final big shout out to all of our sponsors. Again, this is the Group 6 Cup Series on Thursday nights here with the Doghouse Racing League. So Group 6 is going to be our cup sponsor for the series. So we have to make sure that we give them a huge shout out. Group 6 is a leading creative agency passionate about creating and crafting cutting-edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top-tier managed hosting services. Their mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence. Explore their wide range of services at group6inc.com. That is GROUP, the number 6inc.com, and see how they can help drive your digital success. Special thanks to Group 6 for being our series sponsor for this year. Doghouse Racing League is also very proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Make sure you stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. See if we can get any of our finishers in here with us. So we got... We're doing good, man. Definitely had some technical difficulties with the stream tonight, but you guys put on a hell of a show out there, so it was really great to see. What'd you see out there? I know you've been kind of fighting your way through the pack most of this race. What'd you see out there? What kind of made it work for you there at the end to find yourself in third? Yep. Yeah, well, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. But there at the end, we were rewatching the end nut and saw that move you made there to make yourself find in third there. So definitely really impressive to see there. Was pit strategy something that you put a lot of thought into kind of coming into this, or was that something that kind of came up on the fly as the race went on? Yeah, that was something that we definitely were bringing up on the stream. Is like, we kept seeing the hot laps guys kind of running together. We're like, man, they're cooking up something good. But I know you kind of brought up your teammates there. But again, congratulations on your third place finish, man. Is there anybody else that you need to shout out? Anything else you need to give a shout out before we let you go? Will, we appreciate you, man. Thanks very much. Again, congratulations on your third place finish. I know we're going to be seeing a lot more of you as the year goes on, so congratulations again, and great job tonight. I knocked on wood for you, man. Don't worry. Take it easy. Did you get Cameron in here? Or Brent? Yeah, did you get Brent in here? Mm-hmm. 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 Monitor only, mute output. Monitor and output. Yep. Yep. Already did. Hey, Brett, congratulations on the win you pulled in. Showed a lot of strategy there at the end. Talk us through the exciting end we saw there and what you had going through your head that led you to take the first place. Mhm. Yeah. There you go. I love it. That's awesome, man. One of the things I was going to ask you. We were talking about during the stream how, especially with New Atlanta, it's like it's Daytona, it's super speedway speeds, but with way less room, and so you see all these guys kind of bumping around. How did that kind of affect you? Did it change your strategy throughout the race? And then obviously at the end, you're just like you said, turns 3 and 4, you're driving through your rearview mirror. What was that kind of like as the race went on, where you're trying to get up there and try to stay up at the front? Mhm. Yeah, I was going to say, in that last caution, we saw probably about 4 or 5 of the guys that have been up towards the lead get knocked out. So, unfortunately for them. But either way, it's a big win for you. I know you said you're an independent driver, but I know you must still have some things you want to shout out or some people you want to thank. Floor is yours as the gold medal winner here tonight. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Again, great job, and congratulations on the win tonight. And we'll hopefully see you up at the front at Phoenix next week. Let's go to Phoenix. Appreciate you, Brent. Again, congratulations, man. Great race tonight. Take care, man. Again, this has been the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Doghouse Racing League. It's the Group 6 Cup Series again. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. Again, thank you so much for your patience and understanding as we dealt with some technical difficulties tonight. I've been trying to run this thing off of my PC. It's my first time ever trying to do these camera angles and run this. Normally I'm kind of taking a back seat, so I appreciate everyone's patience. Again, I've been Hunter. My partner John's been feeding me my tips and tricks the entire time, so again, huge shout out to him. We made a lot of good changes today, so unfortunately for what was a lot of technical difficulties tonight, it's going to bring a lot of really positive changes for next week. So thanks to everyone for your patience. Again, this is the Group 6 Cup Series. Huge shout out to Group 6. Huge shout out to Shoney's. And me and John make up Nap Daddy Racing. So be sure to check us out at napdaddyracing.com as well. And now that we got 2 working PCs, then this should be a better experience going forward. So again, thanks everyone for joining. Again, great job to Brent McCoy, Seth Fitzpatrick, and Cameron King for taking home the 1-2-3 tonight here in Atlanta. This has been the Group 6 Cup Series on Thursday nights. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate it. Have a great night.